That shit. Those last three,
Bro.
fire, dude.
Bro, when I found it, so I initially was watching an interview or like a podcast, and some of those people were guests on the podcast, and they were just talking about like how their sound was different, but it came from like a EDM off, like a off-brand EDM, and I was like, "Fuck you mean off-brand EDM?" Because these guys look like they were like about some shit, and I'm like, "Fuck you mean EDM?"
Like, what do you mean? Like they look like they on demon time?
Bro, they look like they are demons. Like I don't like it's.
They are demon time.
That last dude on there sounded like he was a fucking part pit bull or some
And
shit.
just for some background, like what we're talking about, like we're talking about
I'm pretty sure it's Brooklyn drill music.
that's Brooklyn drill music.
Yeah,
But anyone else that would have heard that would have probably called it Jersey, right?
maybe.
Because of like the way like those kicks come in, like in that boom, 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 boom.
Those are Jersey influenced drums and 808s for sure. For sure. But I mean, like,
that's what it was, dude.
are there even any drums in there, bro? Or is it just all so?
It just feels like a tom. Like yeah, it's just like a fucking fat tom.
Like, it's just insane.
Like with like yeah, it just has like a. And it's funny because it doesn't even sound like it's layered with a kick. Like
Okay.
it's just like feel like its own. I don't know. You gotta listen to it.
Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe by Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll have a pack out of just clips like of fucking edits of those tracks, bro, with claps in it.
Yeah.
Where they should be at, bro.
I won't be able to get him though, huh?
Well, I'll make it a downloadable fucking just like pack for people to download type shit. I'll just post that shit up.
Get the plug.
Shit, I'm about to, man, shit.
That shit was fire. That bro, like that's
For sure.
it's once it hits, once it spreads, bro. Once like a DJ out here starts like playing that shit,
I'm gonna play it, dude.
it's gone. It's
That's for
gone,
sure.
bro.
Next Friday already set.
Is that an East Coast thing?
Right now it is, yeah. Right now it's pure East Coast, bro. Like
Brooklyn
you saw-
drill music.
You saw where they were at, bro. Like
I mean, it
that's
looks like some
straight projects, bro. Like straight, like not out here. Straight East Coast shit
Like,
for sure.
I've never been to a place like that over here in SoCal, for sure. Maybe like in
I didn't see
LA.
no palm trees,
Maybe
bro.
in LA, like there's probably
I saw
some
no palm trees, dog.
I mean, California.
All the
is more than
plants
just
were
palm
dead, bro.
trees.
Sweaters.
It's more than just palm trees to California, bro.
Okay, and sunshine. I didn't see no sunshine in none of those videos.
Bro, like, I mean, it looked like they were just like filming, like, like during the night, bro. Like,
Nah, bro, there were some of them were there at the park. Fuck you mean?
There's no fucking night.
And there's no sun, bro. Like
it looked foggy. It looked foggy.
that's
you're
East
right
Coast
about
shit
that.
for sure.
You know, going back to me telling that it kind of sounds similar to like Jersey Club. You know, I definitely heard a lot of like that. Well, just like that style of dance music a lot. Like back in the earlier 2015, 2016 with like 4B.
Jersey Club.
I mean, yeah, especially with like I remember like hearing, or maybe not just like Jersey Club, but just like that kick structure, like a lot in dance music. You know, because there's like that 4/4 where it's like just regular doom, 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 doom,
Was
and then
that 150 BPM, 140 BPM.
yeah, and there used to be a lot of those tracks in various BPMs where it would be like in that Jersey structure where it's like doom, 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 doom. There's a lot of that in these song structures like earlier 2015, 2016, and then now.
That's when like Jersey started like
Popping.
coming. Yeah, that's when it started coming up, right?
For sure.
Yeah, I think especially me being like a fan of 4B, and Flashadamas like definitely was pushing like that structure for a couple of like their songs. Like they would do a lot of like that structure in their drops. But 4B, like I remember, that was an artist I recall following for like the taste of that rhythm. I guess maybe not just Jersey Club, but just for that rhythm of that doom 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 doom. Like, I don't even know if there's like a particular name for that Jersey Club like kick structure or like that Brooklyn drill kick structure. You know, like, yeah, I just don't even know if there's like a particular terminology
Jersey,
for it.
it's just Jersey drums,
Just like
bro.
Jersey drums. You know?
Yeah. Well, no, that's for sure Jersey, because like even before like it was officially adopted into like the EDM scene, like those drums been a thing like in music, like, but it was developed in Jersey, like legit. So like out there, it's still like a thing, like legit, it's still a thing at clubs and whatnot. Just it's just coastal, like you know how over here we have music that's coastal, like YG and shit like that. Like you don't hear that like at the ratchet parties in the East Coast. Like really, they're playing the shit we just fucking
Yeah, like you think you'd be? Yeah, I wondered that.
So shit is just very close.
That was new. That was new to me, dude. Like, I'm for sure. I'm gonna play it out here.
And like
It for sure has that ice spice.
bro,
Like,
it's
what
new
you're
to
saying, like
it's new to us, right? But that shit has like millions of views on it and shit.
Mhm.
You feel me? So it's like that's like it's crazy,
So
but
it's
like,
just like
it's just locally popular. So I'll give you another example. Fucking Bless the Bottle. It's one of those right now. I think right, like I think that's where those people are sitting at in like the radio base. Like they just need to get a little more coastal. I think that's what's going on right here. But yeah, fire as fuck. I just had to show y'all that shit because it's just some new shit, some new EDM shit.
Glad you did,
Yeah,
man,
for
'cause
sure when it
I'm
comes-
gonna for sure play it. Like I'm gonna record. I'm gonna send it to you. Man. Thanks for putting me on.
Yeah, it
It's
makes
fire.
sense because like especially when you think about DJing other places, maybe if you haven't even DJed like that far off from like out of state, but even just like maybe going to NorCal, like going to the Bay Area, so to speak. Maybe they're playing like a specific kind of music, even like dance music. Like they're probably particularly like playing a particular EDM. It might be heavier bass or like more tech gear house, especially when you go more towards like Denver, right? It's a lot more bassier and maybe less house, a lot more experimental. And then when you go more towards the East Coast, it's a lot of house music or techno, like a lot of house and techno more towards like the East Coast, no doubt. And so it definitely plays a big part, like where you're from, what you're playing, and especially like if you're like an artist that comes from like a respectable coast, like for example the East Coast, like you know they're definitely got that reputation of supporting their artists because of where they're from.
Pause real quick. What's a reputation that doesn't have a good, or a good coast that doesn't have a good reputation?
For like supporting an artist.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I just know that the East Coast has shown like great support communal wise, like to artists like that come from that side. But like every other coast does a good job. But I've always seen like East Coast, and especially like the West Coast too. But like I can't really tell you like specifically like the bad like Midwest does a bad job. I can't really say like shit like that because I don't really know like any artists that come from the Midwest or seen any kind of like
Gosling.
He's from the Midwest.
I mean, when I think Midwest, I think farm towns, right?
Farm towns.
And Gosley's from a farm. I don't know.
Dude, hey, but let's talk about that for a minute. Like, because there are a lot of dance music producers and there's a lot of DJs that, you know, we're blessed to be in the area that we're in, where dance music it's a market where we could, you know, make a name for ourselves locally. Whether that's like having someone listen to our music or have someone book us, but there's people out there in other locations where they live in these towns, small towns of community of 500, 1,000, and they are nowhere near attracted to dance music, and all they listen to like maybe hip hop or country, whatever. But it's just not dance music, so you can't really. It's really hard to, you know, kind of stay motivated to grow yourself as an EDM artist when your local area is not really reinforcing or inviting, encouraging that kind of music.
Like when they don't support each other, you just want to like. Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
Like when they don't support each other is what you're saying. Like they don't show as much love.
That
like
or if there's
the
not-
East. So what you're trying to say is like the East Coast shows more love, kind of like than.
I've always felt like regardless of music genre, I feel like the East Coast is always.
I feel that though.
I've always shown like, you know what, like you're from the East Coast, like we're gonna bet on you. Like
I think it's just because LA.
there's
They're
that
probably
pride out
West. It's probably like
Yeah,
more like
that
Hollywood. You know, it's like
yeah.
so it's like more like stuck up. You know?
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
'cause
no,
out
that
here
too,
though-
yeah.
Like out here though too, like especially like LA, Los Angeles area, that's like a melting pot. Like that's not like everyone goes there from everywhere, you know?
Right.
So like there's no real like super pride in that place. But if you're from New York,
Right.
bro, like you're from
Most of them are from the East, New York in that area.
Yeah, you feel me? And like people are out there, like when you're from out there, you just have a big pride in the city because like that's literally considered one of the best cities in the world. Like New York City, like the place of hopes and dreams and shit like that. You feel me? Like that's why I think from like people out there have a very like pride, I guess. But I know like I feel like there's a lot of hate in those communities though, like out there. Because I know like in some genres, like it's all like stepping on people when it comes to like just getting in scenes and whatnot.
Okay.
But that's just because there's a lot of people, I think. Whereas
Oh,
out
gotcha.
here, there's a lot of opportunity, like in LA area, and you will be met with like bad opportunity. Bad. I feel like we have a lot of opportunity for a lot of people, right? But then like within those opportunities, there's a lot of bad deals and shit like that, and then like a lot of like, um, how do you say it? Just like not real shit out here. If that makes any sense. Like,
Well, like, explain. What do you mean?
because everyone's doing something, right?
Correct.
Everyone's always doing something, but like, who is anyone? Like, is what I'm doing with you like legit? Like, I don't know you from a can of paint type shit. Like, is like we've all like met those promoters with like shady deal, like that are just doing shady shit. That's just like, yeah, no, you'll do this. Like, we're gonna provide you this. You'll have this at time, this and that. But then when it comes to like actually like day of, like it's none of that, right? But it's because like nobody knows this person. Like we don't know their credibility because he's just someone that he's out here in LA. Like because you're in LA already, like you get to say like you're. I feel like once you get a venue somewhere in LA, like people are just gonna like flock to you. If you just throw an event and make a flyer, but like that's not everything like it takes, right? To like
Nah. In paper, that's what a lot of people think. You're in
Right.
LA, and then if you throw some like,
I have a
you
venue.
attach or just attaching yourself to anything LA. It is like it is a good look. That's the reason why they
Already,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why they go to LA. But a lot of times, like it takes more than just you're affiliated with the LA area. Like it takes a lot more than that. If you're just, especially just starting out, no doubt about it.
And there's a lot of like running into that out here in LA, I think. Whereas like New York,
Especially in New York, a lot of the outsiders, they're not coming from, like, they're usually coming from other East Coast cities. Other East Coast people are coming into New York. Where LA, it's everywhere. I
yeah.
feel.
And New York has a lot of established places already, I think.
I feel like there's a bunch of people move out from Cali to New York area, right?
Oh, for us?
There is no. There's been like numbers like
Oh shit.
for like the first time. I think it was like last year.
Shit, it's
like,
probably cheaper now to live in New York
Fuck.
now. God damn.
I don't know, man. People are just starting to move out of Cali for some reason.
No, but I think touching on this, like especially since we're all from Moreno Valley, I think we have a responsibility.
Redlands.
You're from Redlands? Or wherever you're from. Well, look. Well, I'll tell you what. Like, wherever you're from and whoever listens to the podcast, wherever you're from, whether it's big or small, especially if it's small, I think you have a bigger responsibility of claiming that. Because when you do something successful or something that you deem it's a milestone and you have influence, it gives a hope to people in that small town area. It's like, oh, well, damn, like, I guess I don't really gotta move to LA or go to like these melting pots of the entertainment space to like make it. Like I could still be from this small town and, you know, say that I'm from this place and not have to be like, and maybe, you know, it is also sometimes good to go to those cities, right, where the opportunity is there. But, you know, I definitely would encourage every artist that, you know, not to be embarrassed from where they're from, especially if it's a small town, because especially when you do something great, you know, you never know like the influence that you have on someone that are coming from those areas. Like, oh damn, like imagine not like, are you from Moreno Valley? Would you say? Yeah. Like, you're from Moreno Valley, so
go out here my whole life.
yeah, exactly. So like when you go do something big, like you do a couple big shows, you do a headlining show, you start touring, and people know that you're from Moreno Valley and they're from Moreno Valley. Like it gives them much more hope and motivation to keep doing like something similar towards you. You know, if they're in the space. Cause I know a lot of times it's discouraging, you know, that they make it seem like, oh, you gotta be from LA or you gotta move to LA or be closer to these hotspots of the entertainment to make it. And I don't think that's really too true these day and ages. Cause you know, you can now like showcase your portfolio like a lot easier now. But you know, it definitely helps to be like in those areas, no doubt about it. But claim your
into what sense? Like you don't have to be in these cities to make it. In like what sense exactly?
Or I mean, honestly, in any sense, in like a profession, like we always just hear people just moving to LA for whatever the reason is, like whether if it's the connections for the shows, for the studio time, you know, like when we're talking about like EDM artists, right?
I feel like you still have to make the stops out here though in any industry, you know, like you might not necessarily have to be put on like out here in LA, but like you'll have to make a a tour stop here or something.
No, for sure.
You feel me? So like at some point in time, you're gonna have to connect out here. But like to get put on, I think you don't need it no more.
No.
You don't need to just come straight out here. I think what it is.
No, but if you're gonna be like on that status, then like yeah, those hotspots should be in your market. If you're gonna be like touring and doing shows, yeah. But like there's always been like this whole thing. Like I don't know if you guys used to see it. Like oh yeah, I'm moving. I used to be like this too, where I feel like yeah, like when I moved to LA, like for sure, like hell yeah, like
Yeah, you're gonna make it.
yeah. There's always like that rock star fantasy of like when you get to LA, like all the pieces just kind of like come into play, and then you just like
I just
participate.
feel like it probably just makes it like more accessible, kind of.
For sure.
Like if you move out there,
uh-huh.
so it's like, yeah, you basically like, it's more accessible to the sense to where like you could like walk down the street and go into a club and be like, hey, like, you know, like, and present yourself.
Definitely a lot more options in LA than versus like a small like country town for
'cause
sure.
Just imagine like you go to like you can't just go into like a local spot because there's not a bar, you know, like.
Is the reason why these places were like the places to be at, right? To get gigs and stuff. It's because like it's the most chances you'll get exposure because like you have all these bars and clubs. You're able to go to so many bars and clubs to get exposure. Whereas when you're from a little town or something like that, you maybe have one club, one bar. So you're gonna get exposure to the same 30, 40 people that are into the same shit you are into.
Yeah.
Whereas like when you go to LA, New York, Miami, where else? I'm trying to think. Like Denver, like those places have a lot of venues where you can get exposure at multiple places where you'll meet multiple people and then different people at the same time because there's always new people coming into those cities like in LA, New York, and Miami. So like that's kind of where you want to be at if you want to be like one of those marquee names or whatever the case may be, because that's where you'll get the most. Well, before now we have social media too. That's not really the case anymore, right? But if you want to make revenue, like off of like your like whatever the fuck you do, like you have to like hit these cities now. You know, you have to sell
Yeah, you
tickets
for sure have to.
or sell something. Sell something at the end of the day, right? Like once you like say, in our sense, we're music producers, right? Like once we start getting people listening to our music, like we don't get a lot of fucking money off just streams alone. Like if you're in music just to make money off of your streams, you're gonna be pushing. You're gonna be basically working a 9 to 5, bro. That's like your wages as like someone that's just off of your catalog, right? But if you're selling merch on the side, if you're touring, you know, if you're getting money from other revenues, like that's where you make more of your money at. You feel me? So like that's why like your music is only one. After that part pops, I feel like you should use that to like how do I say it? To like promote your other stuff. Use your music to promote like the other shit you want to sell now, you know? Or like vice versa. Say like your merch pops. Now use your merch to fucking like promote your fucking music and whatnot. Like vice versa.
Just like our boy's doing right here, ripping his merch.
Facts.
Let's get naughty, bro.
Let's get naughty.
Yeah. First off, dude, thank you for coming through the podcast.
Hey,
It was
man,
a
thank you
temple.
for
Temple
having
gods
me.
called and they ranged you up.
Dude,
Where'd you get the name Not? First off,
honestly,
I've been kind of curious to know, like, because there could have been a lot of names, and I'm just curious because honestly, the merch and everything, I'm like, damn, he must have had all this in the tuck for a minute, like the way you're marketing your merch. Because yeah, it says right here, let's get naughty, so it goes well with your name, Not. So
like
yeah,
Not,
where that came to be?
honestly, I think we, me and Animal, we were like talking about names because he's like, we need to come up with a name, you know, for you. He's like, we started brainstorming names, and I think one of us said Juggernaut, like Juggernaut. It was like, cause it's like heavy, you know, like I don't know, like breaking through walls type thing, like I don't know. And then it was like, nah, it's too long, so just cut it in half, like Not. Fuck it, you know, Not. Why not? You know, like
Yeah,
You didn't fuck with Jugger?
Nah.
My name is Jugger. Jugger.
Probably some like.
My name is Nah.
Like rhythm. Probably if I was doing rhythm, maybe so I've been like doing more like house. So, but like not kind of fits in.
Nah, she's
More
dope
like-
as fuck. Like on the back of the shirt says the knot theory, and then it has a bunch of different types of like knots and shit.
Yeah.
That's dope as
Which
fuck.
one's your favorite knot?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the naughty kind.
The naughty kind.
I'm
I
going
like
freaky.
that.
I fuck with it. Pause.
How long did it take? Well, I mean, did it take you long? Like that it was just one conversation with us.
Yeah, it was
you
just
were
just like that.
okay.
And honestly, we were kind of in a rush because Anna was about to start making the flyer.
Oh, dude, so like you just like on a rush shit.
Yeah, remember? I think it was one of you guys' S bar shows where I think somebody had pulled out the day of. I mean, like I think right. It was like the day of, and nothing the week of.
That was like before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, he needed to make the flyer, and he was like, "You need to come up with a name." You know, like right
This was around the time you were like now learning how to get on the decks and everything, right?
Now, I mean, I've been on how to
like
DJ.
on CDJs.
Yeah, CDJs probably. Yeah.
Right, but you've been DJing for a while, even before now, right? Like years before that.
Yeah, honestly, I think I got it from my dad. Even with the mixer, kind of with the CDs. Like that's what I.
Oh, so you used to do that before?
Well, I
CDs.
didn't used to do it, but like I used to like I would be able to like my dad. I would watch my dad do it.
So you messing around with all that? How do you
yeah,
with that shit, bro?
Like, hey, you have to use the headphones.
Oh yeah,
like,
you definitely gotta use the headphones for that.
No turntable. Like,
yeah, this ain't no DJ Hero. This is like
Yeah,
the
like-
actual deal.
Yeah, I was like, I would trip out because it would be like my dad would just put on the headphones and it's like he would start pressing the play button and he start bringing it in. Like, what the fuck? You know, it's like, and you see other DJs, but I guess it's like more like sonideros. You know, like sonideros is like the Latins over there. They have like I don't even now do they use turntables now, right? Out there,
I mean, they still be using turntables.
like the
right?
sonideros.
Oh,
Like the actual sonideros, like I'm talking about like DJ, like Sony.
no, a lot of those fools probably be using like controllers or like just straight the laptop off the
Right.
laptop straight to the laptop.
I honestly probably need to look into that to see what's going on with sonideros nowadays.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as I know, they used to use a mixer. That would be their mixer, you know, just a mixer and the CDs.
Oh damn! Would you go to was your dad doing this for like as a hobby, or was he doing like gigs? Like
I guess, dude, my dad used to be in a pretty big DJ in Mexico, I guess.
oh damn!
Yeah, and he would like play at a bunch of places. We would have like a big system, like even now the system that he gave it to me, it's like fucking. My bad, my language. No, but it's like
Yeah, it's a $50 fine for every case.
put it in the jar really quick.
No,
but-
it's past 5 minutes anyways.
No, but I think damn, lost my train of thought.
We're talking about like how your dad was like pretty big.
Oh yeah, so
famous
he
DJ, yeah.
so the system that he has right now that he gave me is pretty big too. It's like 8 double 16 subwoofers and then like 6 double 16 tops and then with like 6 or 4 trumpets.
They're passive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like the amps and all that.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's sick, dude. Like I want to use it, dude.
Shit, huh?
Yeah, it's like 2 trailers full of just equipment, dude.
Have you used them at all or no?
I haven't used them, dude.
At all?
No, it's because I don't have a truck, dude. I need a truck to like move it around, you know. So
Where's it at right now? Like,
it's in storage.
oh yeah, what's the passcode?
Can't even tell you. No, but yeah. So honestly, I think I've been basically just visually I've been seeing like DJ kind of like my whole life, you know.
Yeah, because even your brother was kind of a DJing too. Like with
Dorian, yeah.
he was DJing a lot with my cousin Animal.
Yeah.
And then that's how I kind of got into DJing too. Was going over my cousin's house, and then he was just messing around with virtual DJ. I think there was a time when Dorian was over too, and they were messing around with virtual DJ, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" They're like, "You want to know how like DJs DJ?" And I was like, "Let's do it." And that's when they were showing me the backspin effect on virtual DJ and
With the mouse?
Yeah, no, with the mouse. Yeah, bro. Like it was like on the
Yeah, I thought you
desktop.
were doing some shit, huh?
Oh, dude, bro, I was hooked that day. I wanted to be a DJ for sure. Like dude, the best thing happened because they were like, yeah, bro, this program's free. I was like, oh, and I got a computer.
Yo, I got a desktop at home. It's a
Yeah,
wrap.
like,
Yeah. No, for
That's
sure.
nice.
So, was that like a similar situation with you? Like,
Kinda,
when you like were trying to transition more into actually like
What was your first
DJing?
personal like
like,
setup?
I think it was this what Animal hit me up to, because before that I was just seeing the mixer, I would play around with the mixer from my dad's.
you were just hoping, not really like doing it yourself.
Not not the parties, just like
Oh.
set it up at home sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Play with it, kind of, but I wouldn't I would just do it for fun a little bit to
Okay.
hear the music,
Yeah.
But honestly, it was with Animal. He brought over he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, come over to External's house." You remember
Oh,
External?
on that time,
Yeah,
man. Tito.
Yeah, Tito. He's like, "Come through." He's like, "Let's spin." We started spinning. They had just got techniques.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think shout out Tito because I think he was another person too that like definitely encouraged me to like start DJing for sure.
Yeah.
Because bangers, who got bangers? Who
Yeah,
had the bangers for sure.
I'm surprised that he stopped. He stopped DJing.
He was from what I've known, because he was a little bit older than me. Because I was like
A
12.
little kid.
I was like 12, 13 years old. And he was like 16, 15, like doing house parties. He was taking me. He was like, you want to learn? Because he was just getting on Serato. He was like, you want to learn Serato? I was like, dude, I'm
Fuck
down.
yeah.
Because I hadn't.
Who else runs Serato?
I didn't really have my network. Didn't really
Right.
have like Seratos. He was like, hey, you want to come with me and like just shadow me, do a house party on Serato? I was like, dude, I'm down. And it's like the first time I started seeing started even like, that's the first day I figured out what Nas and like Nas balloons and like.
God damn it.
This was my first house party. This was my first
12?
house party. Yeah.
12?
I was a 7th grader that just graduated.
Explains a lot, bro.
Just graduated and becoming an 8th grader.
That's why you're so smart, bro.
I'm smart. No, but this is like the first time I was exposed to this kind of shit. Like going with
getting turned.
external. Yeah, because he would always have like his peeps go to his house. He'd be sessioning it in his garage. And then he would just go to the parties and like, yeah, dude, that was like my first exposure.
What started getting crazy because I think I was more in a conservative house. I guess I would say they wouldn't let us go out like past like a certain time,
Gotcha.
because they were afraid for us to like get into drugs.
Oh,
That's one
word.
thing.
Do you come from like a very Hispanic household?
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
so-
Like, I think my mom, for sure, and my dad did not want us going out.
You know, I think that comes from like the Hispanic background, especially out here, because it comes from like them just being scared, bro, like of getting like in any type of trouble, because that could fall back on like them and whatnot, and like especially like if some of our parents aren't from, or like grandparents aren't from out here and shit, bro, like they're just super on edge. So
yeah, I think that's it. But honestly, it helped me, because it
Yeah.
made me be like, made me not want to go out and like do all that.
seemed like that's kind of how my mom was growing up, except like but that was my only DJing was the only excuse. If I was making money, bro, she couldn't tell me no. Like she legit couldn't tell me no. So I'd always just be like, I'm going to
You
DJ.
paying for my prom ticket, Mom?
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm paying for it. Bet I'm gonna go DJ. I feel you on that too, bro. Because there was a lot of times where I know a lot of, like, especially when I was doing gigs, as a teenager, bro. Like not even 18. Like I was 15, 16, going to some shady
Random
ass
people's
looking
houses.
strangers, bro. Random people hitting you up online. Hey, DJ my party. And then sometimes like, okay, like my friend kind of knows you. I will probably do it, and you do it, and you would. I mean, honestly, like as a teenager, I always say this, like for like a hustle. Like if you're a teenager, like happening to come across this podcast and you want to get into DJ and make some money, it's a good hustle during high school. Boy, girl, they, non-binary, whatever. Like it's a great hustle for sure. It paid for a lot of my shit. Like it still pays for a lot of my shit too to this day. Like.
Facts.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So
I feel like now that I'm like actually starting to like get known, like now I could start like giving prices and all that. So before it would be like nah, like do it for free, like exposure kind of.
I mean, I feel like I was like that too, and I'm like that still, like for certain occasions, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I mean I still do it for like fun sometimes, like
mhm.
I don't care, like it's.
But do you feel like now after playing a couple shows here and there, it's not like you kind of now have like a nice evaluation of like what you want to charge for yourself? Like you feel much more comfortable. You're just being able to say like your terms now. Is that what you're saying?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Just be like honestly, like for like just like big like LA stuff. Like if I'm having to go out to like LA or like San Diego, like I just like that kind of stuff. Just cause it's farther, and it's like I have to go out of my way to go all the way over there.
And it depends, right? Whether you're DJing like all night or just like sets.
Yeah, for sure. If I have to take my equipment, then for sure, you have to charge.
Damn, bro, I'm getting to the point where like I don't no longer want to do gigs where I have to take my equipment.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to do it no more, bro. Have equipment there for me just to show up. Like, I think like it.
I think the for sure it pays more though for doing that.
For bringing the equipment. It does. Yeah. That's why I think that's why I think
sometimes
more so many people go towards like the mobile shit, like smaller speakers, like controller.
Where you're getting booked at, because like if you're doing like smaller bars and stuff like that, they're gonna want you to bring like your equipment and stuff because they don't have shit like that. Whereas if you're doing clubs, they already want their sound to be really good and like set.
They want to like coming out the like walls and everything.
Yeah, so they're gonna have their own in-house shit already and whatnot, and they're down to pay extra, like, or they're down to pay a lot because they don't have to like pay for all the sound and whatnot right now. So now they're just able to pay the DJ straight. Because I've been coming across a few gigs where like they're paying out good. Like these, I don't know if you guys are coming across this lately, but like these places are starting to pay out really good right now. And I don't know if it's because they're like in a demand for DJs or something, but like I think
it's because of the connections kind of thing, like they want kind of like the mouth to word kind of thing was like, this club's like,
that's a factor.
Like, this club pays, like, so it's like it draws like more like.
It could be like, especially like where when you get booked for certain places at a certain like rate, like especially like it's just like maybe it's just like that club knows like when they're charging a particular rate, they know the kind of DJ that are gonna be coming through when that rate follows through. So like especially if you're not a resident there too. But you know that this resident pays out this kind, like they're getting that kind of caliber of
let me
skilled
ask, like,
DJs.
Each one of you guys, like at this point, like in your DJing career, are you at the point where you're lowballing yourself or highballing yourself?
Honestly, I feel like if I'm gonna be honest, like I'm doing cool. Like I'm doing it just to like build kind of like I don't care like if. I'm not gonna be like not reasonable, like.
Yeah, no, I get you. Like, hey, bro, everyone like this all like it's different for everyone.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's like you just gotta work with like budgets, basically, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been satisfied with what I've been getting paid for. Yeah,
when you pitch yourself,
I have no complaints. It's not like it's not a crazy amount of money, but it's like cool. It's like I'm like making cool, like it's worth it, And then I go and I have a good time, and then I get exposure. So it's like, is it? I would say I'm satisfied.
There's been times where like
I don't feel like I'm lowballing myself. I feel like
I mean, there's been times where I've gotten like maybe lowball offers, and I've told them like, "Well, are you able to do this?" And like I've gotten that kind of stuff too. So like that demonstrates to me that like these people are willing to like throw in the extra cheese to have you.
Yeah.
So I mean that to me kind of like helps out too. But no, I think a lot of times, especially previous bookings that I've done, I don't think I've lowballed myself. I think I've been, and then also too, like especially me, like having experience, like me, like in the market with other like DJs and artists. I think like I don't think I've been lowballing myself. I've been giving myself like the right service, the right price for myself and the client.
Like,
I feel like I feel like I've been in that spot personally.
You are the client, no?
Huh?
You're the client?
Oh, I'm the one charging.
He's the artist.
I'm the DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the client. You're the client to the club, no? Whatever. I'm
thinking actually, well, yeah, it could be that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, you see me?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like lately I've been charging just high like prices, bro, and like usually they'll come at me with like something closer to that, and I'm just like,
that works too.
Okay, but then sometimes, bro, these clubs don't even fucking bat an eye. They're just like, okay, and I'm just like, hold up, I could have charged more. Like, what's up? Like, because dude, I think some of these clubs like really have budgets for shit like this, but there's so many DJs that are willing just to take that lowball their prices, and they're just like, for sure.
Yeah.
And then once you lowball your price, they're like, let's see if we can go cheaper. You feel me? Like, whereas if you highball yourself, they're not gonna try to like lowball you like that. You feel me? They're gonna be like, damn, okay, maybe we could do this, something close to that. But you feel like lately I've just been like just not even highballing myself. I would just say like just being reasonable. Like
Yeah.
how much an hourly? How much do you think a DJ should get paid hourly? Let's break it into that.
Honestly, I think it just depends on like their music, their ability like to read the crowd, their it all comes to like their song selection.
With
You
their
know,
with their
I
own
feel-
equipment or no equipment?
No equipment.
No
I just
equipment.
honestly,
Just
I
showing
just
up.
feel it's all like an individual thing. Honestly, I feel like
What should a minimum wage DJ get paid hourly if we're putting it in that terms? What should we get paid at least hourly? What do you think?
probably like
It's a good
that's
question.
question, dude.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna tell you my personally how I think. I'm charging 150 per hour. Like I'm trying to
Yeah,
get at
I was
least
thinking like 100 would be like cool, an hour.
because
It'd be
like and this is just me showing up, but if I want to like rationalize it, if I'm showing up with either my laptop, for the most part, you're always showing up with your laptop, right? At like club events and whatnot. Like rarely are you just showing up with the USB. But the way like I can rationalize it is like, okay, look, if my laptop gets damaged already, that's 15 grand. You feel me? That's that much money out of my pocket.
Mhm.
So do I have warrant? Like on my end, I'm thinking, okay, do I have warranty? Now, how much do I need to get paid for me to cover the warranty on my laptop? And then I'm thinking, okay, gas wherever this place is going. I need to travel. I need to get paid at least gas there and back, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like that's already, I think, like I don't know, $200 maybe. Like just off the back, my warranty is probably gonna be like $100, $150. You feel me? So like, and then gas maybe $50. Like that's just give and take. You know, gas prices are fucking high now. And then plus like like thinking now I've been doing this for a long. How long have you been DJing now?
Like actually,
You've
like
literally been saying you've been doing like almost all your life, right?
yeah.
So this is the talent that you've been like crafting your whole life. You've been working on this like your whole life.
I just
bro.
think I never took it like serious to the point where I was like I want to like actually like go global type thing, until like up to like maybe like a year and a half ago maybe.
Global as
I was
into
like
once in what sense though?
kind of like where I want like people in like Brazil to like
Okay.
play my music and like
But
or like people like to know my name like like Brazil, Australia maybe like UK like
Mhm.
like oh that's not he's like he's from like US kind of like that kind of level.
Yeah. What was that turning point for you? Like it became more serious. You were like, all right, like I want to make this more serious. I actually want to.
Honestly, I just it always like caused my like I try to stop like DJing and everything, but it's just like the music. I just like music. It just keeps like I always have to hear music. I don't know, just like brightens up my day, like.
Mhm.
So it just I think it just one day I was just like I think I went through a whole depression state. Honestly, after that depression state, came back like self bettering myself, and I was like I could just do it. I have no kids, like I was like I'm gonna do this, like.
And you
So
want to
I'm gonna
push
start making-
house too, right?
Yeah,
Like what kind of house you want to push?
like that. Maybe I would say maybe like that Latin deep tech, maybe,
Mm.
or like I'm trying to like bring back disco, but like make it more modern.
Okay. Like how would that sound look like? Is it just like a uh like what does that look like? What does that sound like?
Like
Give us
like
give us a glimpse
disco.
of that. Like how modern?
I don't know,
Like modern bass lines over like some disco sounds.
yeah, like
Okay.
like maybe some mature bass line on a like disco song, like "Be My Lover" type thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you were talking about
Yeah.
too before we started recording. That's what you're working on too. Planning on Have you played it out? Do you have a playable version, or you're just working on that?
I
like,
just honestly, I
currently?
just came out with the idea in my head, and I kind of just worked on it like overnight, and like I put like just like a little preview just so I could have like the idea and go back to it like when I have time, like build off of it, you know. So now it's like now I'm building off of that original preview that I had just like put out. So it's like yeah, so yeah, I think I'm learning how to use like the trying to chop vocals right now too with Ableton.
Okay.
So that's like my thing that helps me with the grabbing acapellas and like, you know.
You know, it'd be useful, especially since like Serato. Get the Serato Studio plugin for Ableton, and you could basically like chop up vocals like on the pad.
Oh,
Like how you
I
could
want
do
to
it
get
on-
stems. No, that new version.
Yeah,
that
there you
gets
go. That's what it is. Serato
stems.
stems. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that shit is
They do a
that's
lot of
crazy.
shit, bro, yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I was over at Ramen's the other day, and I
Temple
was like,
champion.
dude,
Temple champion.
I was amazed, dude. Oh, hey, for real, I saw that podcast too. Shout out Ramen. Yeah, but cause they put me onto stems. I didn't know what that was. I was like, we're like showing, we're basically like getting shown how to make some mashups. And he's doing. I'm like, what the heck? Like, how is he doing this? And I look over at Jose, and he's like stems. I was like, it's a new version. I was like, what? And I started looking into it.
How clear do these stems sound? Do they sound
Dude.
pretty good?
Dude, it sounds like if you get the vocal, like it's just pure vocal.
Like you don't really
hear
hear
no kick.
any other
You don't
tracks.
hear,
No.
you don't hear no kick, no snares, no nothing. Like,
Is that fucking good?
it's that good, dude. I was amazed, dude. Like
Damn.
the clarity is amazing, dude. I was like, there's no way that's all he's. I mean, I think this is still like the preview. They're still like.
Oh,
they're still, like,
They're still gonna
tasting out,
improve
like,
it. Yeah,
a lot of.
they're still gonna improve it. So that's the crazy thing to me. It's like that's crazy, you know. You could just make mashups on the fly now. Like,
Yeah, and you know, we could definitely see controllers implementing that more. Like a Serato controller implementing like the actual stem technology
They
into the
already have it.
controller. Yeah, like that's gonna be happening a lot more now, especially with this program being a lot more enhanced with these upcoming months. Cause I've seen a lot of clips and the routines that I've seen from some DJs. I'm like, yeah, like this is like real sick for people that wanting to do mashups. Like this is what mashup people have been wanting for a while for DJing. Like something like this to make it much more accessible, you know, because people have always been able to do mashups, you know, by mixing it through like particular track 1, track 2, track 3, but to actually now, because you have to actually get the stems of those tracks and actually like mixing those stems, but now you can actually just get the track and dissect it.
yeah, now you can do it
On the
yourself.
fly.
Yeah,
Like you don't actually have to get the actual stems per track. Like
I'm telling you,
that was a
mind
hustle.
blown I was like, what the heck?
yeah, because a lot of times when you want to do a mashup, the song that you want to do the mashup of, either the vocals weren't available or like the stems.
Yeah,
weren't
I think it's
available.
for sure gonna like change. It's gonna change like DJ, not only DJing but like music making for sure.
Yeah,
With,
yeah.
like, now you're gonna be able to grab like old songs and grab the acapella and just mix it in like live, you know.
Uh-huh.
So it's like I don't know, it's amazing.
It's gonna change live music for sure.
Yeah, dude. Like,
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with the streaming aspect of DJing. Like especially like Beat Source, they have like this thing where it's a record pool, but you're not downloading music. Like you just subscribe to their streaming plan,
Oh, I
and you
think-
can mix off of their catalog, off of Record Box and
and I
Serato.
think it's like you get like if you put music to it. I think they were telling me you get like every time somebody plays your song, you get like money or something like that. I think my friend was telling me. About
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just like a compensation
What is that called?
system.
What is that called?
Like a royalty.
Royalty. Yeah, you say you get royalty. So if somebody's like playing your music, you get every time you get money. I'm like, what? That's dope. I'm like, should I send my tracks over there? What?
Yeah. I mean, any way that you could get your music synced to anywhere, like a record pool or video game, like especially like a record pool, because record pools it's a community of DJs. A lot of time like club radio DJs. And so to have, especially if you're an EDM artist, I think that's like a really nice market to get into and having your music distributed, because a lot of those radio club DJs that are on these record pools, they're playing out to club environments, they're playing out to public places where people can, you know, maybe sometimes Shazam it. And, if they're playing your music, that's like more exposure. So, I think that's a lot of. I think that's a lot of times an overlooked market. I feel when it comes to music distribution, and I'm glad that SoundCloud actually does have like something set up for like a particular record pool. Like if you, I think to the SoundCloud for artists, if um you want to distribute through them, like they actually have like a record pool partner that you can like submit your tracks through, and then they'll like if they like it, they'll place it to the record pool, and I think that's like a really good market to get into, like for that kind of exposure, because there's a lot of DJs that rely on these record pools to get their music, and a lot of times they're like, okay, this is what this record pool is pitching to me, so I'm gonna use it like in my repertoire. I'm gonna put it in my collection, in my place, and I'm gonna play it. And I've seen this too, where I've gotten a lot of these EDM songs previously, because I'm in several record pools now too. I've been getting a lot of my EDM songs now on record pools. Like a lot of these record pools have been getting a lot of fresher now with their EDM drip, for sure. Like the hunting on some of these record pools are getting a lot better, because back then record pools were even for bass music.
I think I've been using
bass music.
Record pool more for like hip hop, honestly, not for like eating.
It's like more open format.
I'm not gonna lie. The times that I have like just seen like random like artists, like while I'm scrolling, I'm like, what the heck? And I'll choose a song and I'm like, okay, that's fire. Like,
there's like a lot of artists that you may not have heard, just because a lot of times like those record pools, like they're putting on what they like, what they think is like cool for like EDM too. Yeah, I
think the other day I was like scrolling through a record pool and I seen Risky on like one of his edits.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what?
Yeah, you see, just like some shit like that. One of my tracks came out on a record pool. I thought that was pretty cool. It came out on livedjservice.com. That's Benzi's record pool. That's actually one of the record pools that I use, and honestly the EDM in there is real good. I can't really complain. Like whoever's like getting the EDM there, whether if it's Benzi or his assistants, like like that's a record pool I could definitely vouch for when it comes to EDM, and like they do a really great job diversifying the catalog, because they have their categories labeled. They have hip hop, pop and hip hop of this particular season. Trap
for the season, so it's like down to the season.
It'll be down to the season too. That's right. Yeah, they'll have it like new hip hop of this season, newer hip hop, drilled out. They'll break it down too. It's like East Coast. Like I've seen West Coast hip hop, East Coast hip hop. Honestly, it's a real cool DJ pool. I'd recommend it. I'm trying to figure out if there was like a whack, like bad record pool I've ever came across. Like I was like, I'm trying to figure out like if I ever came across a bad record pool. I don't think I have.
I think I'm just starting to transition into record pools more.
Honestly. There's free record pools out there that are pretty trash.
For reals?
Just like YouTube top like 5 free record pools and shit like that. And there's some shit there. Like if you need music, you feel me? Like definitely, and you don't want to spend some bread on a record pool, like definitely go to those. But they're gonna give you like some old ass music.
It's like what you get, what you pay for type thing.
Yeah. I think the tops right now that I know of is BPM Supreme, DJ City, and there's one more that I know that's really big. DJs. My MP3 pool, I don't really.
My MP3 pool's still around.
Yeah, it's still around.
That was one of my first record pools.
Yeah, same. Well, I had Project Junkies. Was probably my first.
Rest in peace, Project Junkies. Damn, real ones no. Club Killers. Oh yeah, that's.
I met the owner of Club Killers to do that. He was at the Yoast Theater for one of the meetings that we had and shit. And like he was giving everyone like a free month promo and shit like that.
Oh, he was like, but you have to fill in your credit card info. I was like, hell no.
You gotta follow me and our page on fucking Instagram and TikTok.
You were like, hell no.
I was like, let me DJ for you. I was like, you looking for a DJ? He was like, not really. And I was like, oh, for sure. I had to ask. He was like, yeah, not for sure.
Yeah, not for sure. Follow my shit though.
Nah, I never did. I was like, I don't want a free month. Because it was like a scam, or not really a scam. He knew what he was doing. It was a promo code where it was like the first month's free, but you got to pay for the second month type shit. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I don't know if Club.
So it was like a 2 months thing that you had to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of smart though, if you think about it.
Let me ask you guys this: are people still listening to like radio in the car?
Yes.
My dad
But I
does.
don't know if they're listening to music per se when they're listening to the radio.
Because for the past previous years, I've been like playing my music from my phone, not
You're a
my
DJ.
radio.
I think I think more older people like listen to the radio still. I feel like because every time I would like for construction for sure when we were like carpool, it was like they're all listening to the radio on the way
There you
there, on the way to work, and on the way back.
So would you say it's more of like an age demographic thing?
Probably, I feel like because now it's like they're not used to like plugging in their phones. They're like trying to connect their phone onto Bluetooth type thing, you know.
Some
I'd rather
people-
just get in their car and turn on the volume and like
Yeah.
listen to that.
Like a lot of times, it's just like not them to like really be playing their preferred like favorite music. It's just whatever like
Yeah,
Bro, some
the-
people
the
are
machine.
music people like that, to where they're gonna have music on their phone like that
Yeah.
in general. They're just gonna be like, let's turn on the radio and see what's
Like,
up.
like they don't want to be spending time like trying to figure out what they play because I feel like for me it's like
not
I
that
already have
important
like a
to some people,
playlist.
bro. Like
Yeah.
the way we think about music is not like that to a lot of people out there.
yeah.
It's
Some
just
people are
another
just
background thing.
because I think they have like stations where it's just like they'll talk about like the news and all that too. So it's like
Yeah, like Power 106, they have a lot of podcasts on there now. Like Brown Bag with Duno and fucking a bunch of other people on it. Like they're a whole like hour and a half podcast on Power 106, and that's in the morning and shit. And I know a lot of people tune in just to listen to that, and that's radio, you know. I mean, plus I think they do have like their episodes fully on their website, but like they're broadcasting out to radio. So I think like a lot of people aren't really listening to music too much on the radio. They're just listening to like some type of broadcast. Because even like a lot of people's cars comes with Sirius XM now, and a lot of podcasts have fucking Sirius XM deals and shit like that. So there's a lot of that going on.
Back then, like radio playback meant a lot more for sure because there wasn't that
We didn't have iPods,
technology
or iPhones.
of like connecting it to our sound system just like that. Like you had to like modify a radio station and like really like get into like, or you had to just burn, like not many people were able to burn CDs. Like because back then like you didn't have like the aux or you didn't have the Bluetooth connection. You had to like play it through CDs, and not many people had the technology to burn CDs. So like that was another thing too, where if you didn't like have if you didn't really like play CDs or buy CDs or burn CDs, you were just like listening to the radio. And it's just so crazy to me how like the change of like how we consume music has changed like in the past 20, 30 years. Because I remember going to the store like with my sister or my cousins, my parents, and like seeing them buy like their favorite CD. And that was like their way of being able to listen to like their favorite music. Where now you could just wake up.
did you guys
Go on your
did you guys
phone?
ever have CDs? Like
Yeah, I've been I've bought like some of my favorite artists CDs back when I was young for sure.
I think I don't know why I just even though I don't have no turntables, I still want to buy like the records, you know, and like probably just like hang them up, like
They're cool.
even like the
pieces.
new one, yeah, like for more like art kind of, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of artists spend a lot of time doing that shit, bro. Like, even the insides of some of those vinyls or the record cases and stuff like that, they're really dope. I have like a little collection in my room. I get just my favorite albums. I get them on vinyl just because they're cool.
Yeah, see, I want to start doing that.
Also, like I say this a lot whenever vinyls get brought up, but I like that they come with the credit sheets and all the vinyls like that you get. They'll come with the credit sheet and it'll tell you where they recorded and who wrote on all the tracks and shit
Oh,
for
what the
every
heck?
vinyl. You
Oh,
get.
that's tight. What the heck?
Yeah, so
I
it's
don't know.
hella dope. Like, and that's where a lot of people.
And it do they do that too with the older ones? Like
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's where they were supposed like. That's how you were officially supposed to release your music. You have to. That's the original credits. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like.
That's tight. See, I
Yeah,
didn't know
you remember how CDs used to have like that little like sheet on the
that.
back?
On the back, yeah. Okay.
That's the credits. Yeah.
They saw the picture and then it would flip over again and it had that.
Yeah, and see that's the thing that fucked
Check
up
looking
like
back.
that fucked credits up is streaming. They don't have that shit. They don't have like a legit credits thing. What they should do now though, like is like on Apple Music, Spotify, you know how you're able to click into the music? Like as soon as you're able to click into it, it should have all that information right there. I think that'd be dope as fuck. Like to credit all the writers who all produced it and whatnot, because they don't do that shit.
Yeah, and then just like that, going back to the whole CD thing, like going back, like it all goes back to accessibility. Because I remember when I was young, like even when I didn't have a computer or internet, like there was just certain ways to be able to listen to particular music if the radio didn't play it. Like for example, I remember putting in certain movies in my VHS just so I could listen to a particular song. Like that was my way of being able to like listen to that song because it was like a part of a movie. Or that's why a lot of times I grew up loving a lot like the video games Tony Hawk because they had like a lot of soundtracks in there that I would have never like the radio would have never maybe have like played, or you maybe would have not have known. And like the only way to really access like that kind of music was to play the video game because the video game had like the music already in there. So like back then, like video games and like movies and radio like played a really big part in like like giving exposure to a lot of these tracks. Because I remember a lot of these tracks I came across these artists and his music because I was playing the video game. Or like, like you know, like there's that one song in Shrek, like somebody wants. The only reason why, like, I probably like that song, and I came across. Yeah, I like that song.
Oh no, okay, that's
I like that song.
I like it too.
That's dope. I'm
Like,
just asking a question, bro. Don't get on defensive, dog. Relax.
Nah, and like the reason why I'm bringing this up is because like, am I liking it because it was a part of a childhood movie that I liked?
Yes.
Because like. I don't think I would have felt the same way if I heard it like on the radio, like not attached to a scene like in Shrek.
You'd be like, "Who the fuck is this guy talking to, bro?"
Change it next.
So like this brings me to my next. This brings me like to another like observation, like how, you know, back then like being a part of either like the radio or being a part of like a movie, especially when you're singing your music, like definitely played a lot of like big important factors. Like imagine like. Now I'm thinking about it, like that particular Shrek scene where that one song plays. It could have been a lot of other songs, and we probably would have felt that exact same feeling just because it was attached to that particular movie. Like it's like those placements, you know, like especially like we always talk about Fast and the Furious, right? Watch your back, watch your back. Like when I was a young kid, like I really didn't know like what to search up to listen to that song, but I knew that I was able. But I knew.
Fast and Furious.
But like that, like tell that to someone that didn't have a computer or internet at the time. You know, you had to literally just put the movie on. if you didn't like, you know, if you didn't know who the artist, like we didn't have Shazam back in the day. You literally had to figure shit out back in it. You had to literally go in the credits. A lot of times, that's why it made a lot more sense for these movies to make the soundtrack albums. Because there was a market of music listeners that didn't really know like how to discover artists. So that's why it helped a lot of these music production companies to make these soundtrack albums like after the release of the movie. Because I remember also too buying the Tokyo Drift soundtrack albums. Yeah, because I remember I couldn't really find like a lot of the artists, or so I remember like, oh, I know a lot of the songs that I like came from this movie, and this movie has an album like a soundtrack, an album for this and shit. Like
that track list was for sure fire for Tokyo Drift.
Nah, for sure, bro. I was like, dude, I remember like getting that CD. Oh, Teriyaki Boys, Teriyaki Boys. Okay, just the Teriyaki Boys. Like that's an interesting ass name. They actually call this track title Tokyo. Like, yeah, bro. And then just owning a CD of your favorite artist, it just hits different. I don't know. And for those that are younger, that coming across this podcast, have never owned a CD or even a vinyl. Like I've never really owned the vinyl until my last birthday when I got gifted like a vinyl, Duran Jones and the Indications. Go check the band out, yeah. But no, like it's just a different feeling when you own a CD of your favorite artist or a vinyl. Because yeah, streaming music, like that's for sure. There's a connection there. But like when you buy merch of an artist, like that's just like that deeper.
Now you have like a tangible version of it. So like,
yeah,
it's like now it's for sure your favorite kind of, you know, like makes it more special kind of.
No, for sure.
You know, TuneCore has a package where they'll make you CDs or vinyls. So like if you use TuneCore for your distribution, yeah, you just gotta pay for it. Like I think it's like $90 something for like 12 CDs or something bullshit like that. But they do a vinyl package too. I didn't check how much the vinyl package was gonna be, but they have like a bunch of different packages and shit like that. Yeah. Eventually, I feel like I'm gonna do something like that just to see what the fuck it is, you know. But
hey, did anyone ever burn CDs?
All the time.
No? Yeah, you burn CDs.
I was a fucking like creative ass little kid. But so I used to be into wrestlers, right? Tell me why I used to burn WWE theme songs on CDs. And then when I played with wrestlers, I'd have my fucking radio right there, and I'd plug in the fucking burn CDs, bro. And I'd be playing, and they'd be walking out to their theme song and shit, bro. Like I was on some fucking like,
Damn.
yeah, bro. I got deep, dog. I got deep.
Taking playing
Playing
to the next level and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Like you're actually there, you're watching them fight.
Bro, WrestleMania 247 happened at my room, dog.
Got it in your living room.
Yeah, I used to burn CDs, bro. And then I remember I used to started in high school. I started burning CDs for like quinceañeras and stuff. Like they used to need music for like their dances and valses, so they needed music on like a CD or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. Like $25 a CD. What's up?
No, dude, that was another side hustle of mine during middle school.
Yeah.
I remember in middle school, like they were like again, like let me paint middle school for some of the younger generation coming to this podcast. Like this is 07, 08. There's no Apple Music. There's no Spotify. Like
just floppy disk.
Like if you want to listen, God damn. Holy, hey,
just
hey, I'll burn your
MB on a big ass square, bro.
Shit.
What's up?
Like if you wanted to listen to music back in the day, you had to either own an iPod, Nano, a
MP4 player,
a Zune, a ZD player. I was a Zune owner. For sure. Yeah,
you Mexican for sure.
Zune Touch for sure.
You gotta swap me, huh?
I got it as I don't know. Got it as a gift. It could be. I don't know.
They got it at the indoor swap meet. Where else do you get that shit, bro?
They had it at Best Buy.
At the outdoor
Yeah, I remember they were having it at Circuit City too. They had it at Circuit. It was around Circuit City time. You see, people don't know about this shit. I think I might have gotten it when the closing store sale.
That makes a lot of sense. They had the closing sales for like a year.
Yeah. Put some respect on that, bro.
No. Trash. Never had nothing.
Oh, dude.
People would just go there though. I remember people would be like, let's go to Circuit City just to go in there. And I'm just like, well, okay. But nah, that shit was trash. Trash as fuck.
No, but that was a process though, right? Like even when you had like an iPad Nano, like let's just like not even think about like the accessibility of music streaming. Cause like now we could just search up like in an instant, like seconds, our favorite artist, our favorite track that has like their distribution available for it. Like back then, like we had to like literally like set time to make a playlist and like render it to our Nano or to our iPad or to our CD. And then when we went out of our station, like whatever we have on us, it's on us. Like I can't just look up your new music like right away. Like
I hope you know we were hackers as kids, bro.
No,
like,
dude, we were on some shit.
Original hackers, dog. Like we were getting LimeWire, BearShare, cracked everything, bro. Like burning CD.
I was burning movies. I was burning.
We should have gone to jail, dog, as little kids. You feel me? Like,
should we be saying
you know how many viruses I got on my mom's fucking desktop, dog? Like,
I think everybody used to do it.
I was burning movies for my homies. Like, and they're,
I feel like everybody's done it though.
And then, all right. How deep did you guys go with like the fucking like invested in the shit, bro? Like in hustling, bro. I got like a CD cleaner, bro, and I used to go to school, bro, and be like, hey, I'll clean your CDs for $1. So you just put your CD in this case, and then you just fucking turn this knob, and it would clean the CDs. But like sometimes I'd fuck up, and there'd be
come on, I'll scratch.
Yeah, because I'd leave things in the case, and here you go, bro. It'd be leaving worse.
Fuck no.
But bro, I was take it back. Fuck you, be like.
Take it back.
You can't even hear it no more.
That's just all the fine print,
Favorite
dog.
CD.
Fuck out of here. Nah, yeah, I used to be hustling with CDs, bro.
Yeah, in middle school, I remember I should have charged more. I was charging these fools $5 for like 12 tracks.
$5? What is that, like 75 cents a track?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought that was a lot of money for me per CD as a 11, 12-year-old.
And at that time, $5 is like what? Like,
in middle
like
school, bro,
bucks,
snack bar, you king, dog, you king.
Well, dude, like because
inflation wasn't even, bro. $5 back then was like $50.
No, and another thing that I was doing for a hustle was jailbreaking.
Oh shit! Oh,
yeah, I was
you
one
were
of
a
those.
hacker.
I was hustling,
you
bro.
know, it's crazy. I was too scared to do it on other people's shit, but I was jailbreaking my own shit. I was just because I remember breaking my first fucking PSP, bro, trying to jailbreak it, and how heartbroken I was that I couldn't play my PSP no more. I just turned it on. There was a fucking pair in the middle of the PSP and shit. And I'm just like,
That was actually one way I was able to music stream. It's a
The
jailbroken,
PSP?
jailbroken iPod at Touch at the time. That was the only way I was able to stream music like that. I was able. They had like a little like radio like sub app within like the. It was like Cydia. I remember people run Cydia.
yeah, fuck.
I remember that.
I remember doing it. Bro.
Yeah, I remember
doing
Cydia.
all
I remember
that shit.
Cydia had like these apps, and like one of the apps was like it opened up this page, and you could actually search up the song, and like the page looked really whack, but like really fucking whack. But
The
you can search up
folders?
the song. You can search up the song, and I'll show the press play button. You press play, and like the song will play. It was like
I
definitely in
remember
those
doing
times.
that. I
It
remember
was in
doing
those
that.
times, like the first iPod Touch. Everyone was playing that fucking skateboard game, you know. Yeah, those were the
yeah.
days.
Tap
Yeah,
flip.
exactly. Those were the fucking days. You were able to have your own lighter, you know. You could have your own lighter.
The Expos Zippo.
Yeah.
Damn, those were the days, bro. And now we all have iPhones.
Now we can share music.
I feel like I like Android better just because it's like more, other than for like the videos, I guess on what's it called, like putting your videos from like onto platforms like Instagram or like they say that it's more compatible with Apple, right? So now I feel like the maps for sure, the Google Maps, I feel like is better than Apple Maps.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Like sometimes I would like look up like addresses, and it'd be like send me somewhere completely different. Then I would look it up on Google, and I was like, nah, it's got to be there.
Wait, do you have an iPhone or
No, I
not?
have an Android.
And it sent you to the front, huh? Like when that to get here, you got sent to the front,
Yeah.
bro. He's on to something, bro. Because we send people our address, right? Sends them down the street, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why does it do that? And I think they've all been iPhone users, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. See, it's
Makes
like,
sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
So like the Google, I think it's just. Even when I had a Apple, I downloaded Google Maps.
Oh, yeah?
I use Google Maps now.
Yeah, because I couldn't stand that. It did it to me like 4 times after that. I was like, nah, for sure, Google Maps. Like,
let me ask you this: not when you promote your music, are you like, oh, bump my shit on Google Play?
Nah. Bro, no one does that shit, dog. No one does that shit.
Okay.
Nah.
I just ask, bro. Hey, look, you fucking with Google Maps? Hey, you fucking with Google Maps? I was about to ask you too, like. Nah, bro. Well, Apple Music. Oh, I feel like there's certain things.
Apple Music.
Like I'm about to say, like I'm about to say.
There's an app.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they have the app for it.
Hmm.
I had the Galaxy like S something like 9 or some bullshit, and I was able to get Apple Music on my phone.
So you're not influenced to tell people like, oh yeah, follow my